Back when I was in college, I took anatomy and physiology. While we were covering the nervous system, the professor told us that he once had a student with a very rare neurological disorder. She was unable to feel pain. Now you may hear that and think, unable to feel pain? Yeah, sign me up for some of that disorder. I would love a pain-free life. Most people don't like pain because it hurts. However, a life without pain is not as great as you may think it is. Pain is a signal that you're doing something wrong and you need to change your behavior. For example, as you sit there watching me or watching TV later, you'll get a little uncomfortable and you'll just shift in your chair a little bit. That's good. That's important for your circulation. You need to do that. And because this girl never felt uncomfortable, she would sit in the same position indefinitely. She set a timer on her watch to tell her, beep, beep, oh, I better shift in my chair a little bit. Now, if you have poor circulation, you get things like bed sores. Do you know what a bed sore is? A bed sore is gangrene. Normal people, when they sleep, they get uncomfortable and their brain realizes that and tells them, you gotta roll over, you gotta shift a little bit. This poor girl never had that signal to her brain, so she just lay there all night and she got bed sores. And here's the worst part. If she ever put her hand on something hot, she left it there. Her brain didn't know she had to pull it away. First degree burn, second degree burn, no problem as far as her brain is concerned. But hopefully there was somebody else in the room who detected something was wrong and yanked her hand off that hot thing. There is no telling how much this poor girl damaged her body purely because she never felt pain. So would you still like a pain-free life? I hope not. Because nobody ever changes what they're doing in times of comfort. They only change their behavior in times of pain. Pain is a signal that you're doing something wrong and you need to change your behavior, right? Then tell me something. Why do you deliver pain-free speeches? Have you ever been preparing a speech and thought, I can't speak on that subject, it makes people uncomfortable? Or, oh, I can't speak out against that organization, it makes people uncomfortable. Or, I can't tell people what they're doing is wrong, that makes people uncomfortable. Why did you get into speaking, huh? I'm hoping it's because you wanted to change minds and you wanted to affect people's lives. You're never going to change people if you tell them that everything they're doing is absolutely perfect. Because nobody changes what they're doing in times of comfort. They only change in times of pain. So are you bringing your audience pain? Are you giving them the signal that what they're doing is wrong and they need to change that behavior? Now, I can't stress this part enough, so please pay attention. Your goal is not to make your audience hurt, okay? Don't be shocking just for the shock. Don't generate outrage just to be outrageous, okay? There were stand-up comedians who did that back in the day. People like Andrew Dice Clay and Sam Kinison. And children, please do not Google those names without your parents' permission. You're going to hear a lot of bad language and terrible material. No. Doing that is a waste of your talent, and more importantly, it's a waste of the audience's time. If all you want to do is make your audience hurt, they're going to leave that venue angry at you. And you can say goodbye to repeat business, and you can say goodbye to referrals. No. Your end goal is not to make your audience hurt. It is to bring enough pain so that your audience wants that pain to stop. So here's how you do it. First, you make people uncomfortable with their current situation somehow. Explain the consequences of what will happen if they keep doing what they're doing. Get in there and twist that knife. Really crank up that pain, that discomfort. But then what you do is you offer the relief. You say, well, this pain will stop if you just do A, B, C, whatever. So you make them feel uncomfortable the way they currently are, and then you show them how they can be much more comfortable if they do whatever it is you're talking about. And if you can execute that, you'll have people thanking you because you made them better people. They never, ever would have changed if you told them everything is awesome and they just kept doing what they were doing. You want to affect change? You gotta bring the pain. So keep it tuned here to lastrites.com for more speaking tips. That's last writes.com. And together we, that's you and I, we will lay boring speeches to rest by giving them the last rites.